I want to rip my hair out. Even with headphones in, I still know what they're doing in his bedroom. Even if I can't hear it, I can still feel it. It feels as if my nails are being yanked off one by one, my fingers bloody and shaking. I hate it. I hate him. I hate being here. I hate this feeling. It's as if he's wrapping his hands around my neck and slowly squeezing harder and harder, watching as my face grows pale, ignoring my begging. I sit in the middle of my bed, music blasting in my ears, and I try not to scream. All I want is to go home. I knew this was going to be a mistake. But what could I do to stop it? Run away like drunk Ray wanted? In this moment, after hearing such sounds echo from his bedroom, I'd rather him kill me. I want to rip out the mate bond from inside of me and burn it. In this moment, I no longer fear loneliness. I am on foreign territory, alone, and right now I feel as if I have nothing left to lose. Life has never seemed so dark, so empty and sinister. The moon goddess must hate me. She must want me dead. No longer thinking rationally, I tear out my headphones and shoot from the bed, flying out of my room and hurrying down the hall. I pause at the stairs when one of this woman's many cries jolt through my body, a spear aimed at my heart. The muffled sounds of their intimate movements drive me into a sort of desperation. Rushing down the stairs, hearing their voices grow dim, I retrace my steps to the kitchen in search of a familiar potion. A potion of healing. The downstairs is vacant, so I don't bother to act presentable. I sift through the cabinets, but come up empty-handed. Then I doubtably move to the pantry to find nothing again. With this intense desperation, I wander through the rooms until I come upon an elegant sitting room. In the corner, I spot an unusual cabinet, and with sudden excitement, I swing it open. Inside are bottles of all shapes and sizes. Being no experienced drinker, I don't know what to grab. Each one looks deliciously numbing, so I grab a tall bottle of clear liquid, and I know it is vodka. Not only the label tells me, but I am familiar with the liquor, having had it in my own house. Hoping to receive a feeling similar to that given from the wine, I claw at the wrapped cap and screw it open. The smell is not pleasant, but neither are the feelings in my chest, so I take a gulp. Grasping onto the bottle like a child to their milk, I wander towards the back of the house until I find a back door. Sneaking through, I ignore the intense and unpleasant taste in my mouth, and I sit down on the edge of the porch, my legs filed in between the fence posts, my feet dangling and kicking back and forth. After a few more sips, I abandon the bottle and wander out towards the trees. I know this feeling. It feels like the end of a book or movie, and in a few seconds, after one more page, you know the story is over. Where else am I supposed to go? What else am I supposed to do? I can't live with my mother forever. That's saying I get out of this hell, and I can't stay here, left to wither away. All I have right now is the forest, and my muzzy head left to wander these woods until someone realizes I'm missing, and that could take days. Nothing hurts more than knowing your mate is sleeping with someone else. Maybe rejection could come close, but it is a different kind of pain. Being hurt like this is degrading. He's spitting in my face, telling me just how much he doesn't care about my existence. I know I should have expected this, and in ways I did, but I didn't expect to feel so worthless. I have to get out of here. Not knowing exactly how much vodka I drank, I stumble through the trees, tripping and stopping every now and then. At one point, I slowly trickle to the ground and slump against a tree, wishing I had brought the bottle with me. Why couldn't I be one of them? The pretty girls who dress nice and brush their hair and flirt with boys who may or may not be their mate, but they don't care. They have that security in knowing one day they'll find their mate. One day someone will love them until the end of their life. I will never have that security. I shall forever live not knowing if I will ever be happy. It's up to me, I suppose, but is it so bad to yearn for someone to lend a hand when I've fallen? Someone to pick me up and kiss me and tell me that everything will be all right because they love me? This pain is causing all of my self-taught life lessons to slip away from me. All of the hours spent convincing myself that I'll be okay. All of the tears shed for nothing. I was strong before this alpha. I would have been okay without him. Lazily getting up, I wander farther into the blackness of night, letting the forest caress my aching soul. I come to a halt when I notice the glowing eyes of a wolf ahead of me. It must be a guard working on the borders. Before I can explain, the creature dashes off, and I find myself alone again. Not soon after, a voice is calling at me. "Hey," the man yells. "You're too close to the border. I'm going to have to ask you to head back." Glancing up, I wave him off, smiling to myself. I couldn't even escape if I wanted, could I? I'm stuck here. I'm a prisoner. "Miss, I told you to. Are you all right?" Feeling quite hopeless, I chuckle and say, "Yeah, I know. I'm going," my voice swaying. The stranger nears me. I'm fine. I'm going. Now. You're quite far from..." His voice fades to confusion. "Where did you come from? The pack house must be the only thing over here." "I came from the waters pack," I murmur, no longer wanting to talk. "I have to go." "A waters pack? What are you talking about?" Not wanting him to go to Alpha Grant about this, in my drunken stupor, I start to walk off, speeding up. "Hey!" Weaving through the forest in an attempt to lose him, I cling to trees for stability, flying from one to the other. For some reason, this amuses me, and I can't help but laugh. My life is over. Somehow, I make it back to the pack house, and I hurry inside before he can emerge from the trees and catch me. I fall closed with the door and slide down it like water slides down glass. My butt hits the floor, and part of me is expecting my mother to step out and question me. "Where have you been? What have you been doing? You did what to the alpha?" I already miss it. Right now, being suffocated with her worry seems better than being discarded as something useless. The sounds upstairs have stopped, and I climb into bed, surrounded by nothing but darkness. I don't want to sleep here. I could have been happy alone, back at my pack, but no. He had to take me away. He had to bring me here. Why? He knows that we have no future together, that I am nothing to him but a roadblock, medication to his wounds. He didn't want any of this. He didn't want me. So why must I suffer? To make sure the alpha stays strong? It's criminal. While I wither away, he grows stronger, feeding off of my soul. In the morning, I find myself making my way downstairs, heading for the kitchen. My head is a foggy mess, pounding relentlessly. The bright lights hurt, and I hold my head down, not wanting to run into anyone like this. Hearing voices to the side, my eyes are led to the door, and I surprisingly see Alpha Grant standing in front of it. He's speaking to someone, his body filling up the space, blocking me from seeing who. As he shuts the door, moving to the side, I catch a glimpse of the person, the girl, the one from last night. My chest, it hurts again. That feeling deep down inside of me, the one I attempted to drink away last night. My head is no longer the only thing that is aching. Alpha Grant turns and sees me, our eyes connecting for a second or two before I swiftly look away. No longer hungry, I turn back and hurry up the stairs. It has been a lonely week, but what did I expect? My day consists of eating breakfast, chatting with Gail and Teresa, the plump woman and her friend, eating lunch, listening to music or reading a book, hardly eating dinner, and going to bed. Throughout the day, I become more and more depressed, and by dinner, I barely have enough fight in myself to eat. I call my mother every day and lie to her. I go on and on about how lovely everything is and how I was wrong about not wanting a mate. It gives me something to do, to conjure up some fairy tale. Today we went on a walk around the pack. He showed me around and introduced me to people. I say to my mother, the phone up against my ear as I lie on my bed. I've stolen the phone from the living room and put it in my room, knowing Alpha Grant won't come in to take it. It was nice. The people here are nice. That's great, Ray. I'm so happy things are going so well. I'll have to come and visit someday. You'll have to come and visit me when you're not so busy with Luna duties and such. I frown. Yeah, definitely. Before she can carry on with something else, like how our Luna had another baby, or how she helped a guard handle a rogue, I mutter, "You know, he's waiting for me now. I should probably go." "Oh, of course, go," she says, sounding excited. "We'll talk more tomorrow?" "Okay. All right, bye, dear." And just like that, I'm alone again. I let the phone slip from my grasp, falling onto the bed beside me. Part of me wants to cry, and part of me wants to drink. But Gail found the half-empty bottle of vodka in the porch the morning after, so I thought it best to stop there. Being drunk won't help me for long. Soon enough it will lose its spark. Though, what do I have to lose? I have nothing anymore, and that's terrifying me. People who have nothing are dangerous. At least I had myself at home. I don't know where the old Ray has gone. She slipped away after one too many nights of her mate having sex with someone else. It's the same girl, and that only makes me more insane. Whenever I hear her come over, which is most nights, I creep away into the backyard and fight my urges to sprint to that odd cabinet and snatch myself a bottle of whatever looks numbing. I simply sit on the porch, feet dangling, and I cry a bit. They are quiet sobs because I'm paranoid that someone will hear and come ask me what's wrong. What would I say? I've lost everything? That I have nothing anymore? I sigh and get up, leaving the phone behind. I've learned my way around the house now. With nothing to do all day, I've decided to familiarize myself with the place, looking for good places to hide, or places that seem to be forgotten about. It's a large house, too big for its own good, and yesterday I discovered something wonderful. It's a library, small and abandoned towards the back of the house. The door to it was blocked off by a bookshelf filled with decorations and family pictures. Something to just be there, to distract people from the handle behind the picture of an older man in black and white. It would have been better hidden if the tall shelf had a back to it, but only my desperate eyes can find such weird details. I was studying the pictures, picking them up and putting them down when I found the handle. It was tricky though, because the door was one of those fancy ones that blend seamlessly into the wall, like in an old castle. It took me a while to move the shelf. Luckily, Gail and Teresa were out at the garden, and Alpha Grant was off doing who knows what or God knows who. I managed to inch it forward just enough to fit myself through. Thankfully, I grew into my chubby legs a few years ago. Planning to go back, I left the shelf sticking out a bit, doubting anyone would notice. So today I only have to pull it out a bit further. Once inside, I relax and sit down in one of the old chairs off to the side, nestled between a tall lamp and a small wooden table. I plan on cleaning it up as dust coats everything, but for now, it will do. There are 2 walls cluttered with books from top to bottom beside each other. The wall across from the door has a tiny window, the shelves built around it, and I push back the dark curtain to let the sunlight filter through the dusty glass. It is a beam of light, slicing through the center of the room, and I sit in the chair, watching the dust particles dance around in it. To make sure no one knows I'm here, I yank the bookshelf back in place and close the door behind me, like I had never touched any of it in the first place. Today I stand and sift through the books, picking up a few, flipping through the pages, then placing them back. There isn't enough room in here for the shelves, the chair, and a desk, so I know it wasn't someone's study, which is great because the books are actually interesting and not full of pack nonsense. On the shelf below the window, I discover something else quite interesting. Diaries. They are all in a row, lined up by year. I run my fingers over them and yank out the oldest one. I might as well start from the beginning. This one has a name on the inside, Juliana Grant. My eyes widen and I swiftly sit back down in the living chair. This must be Alpha Grant's mother or grandmother. The book isn't ancient, so I don't go any further. I can't help but read the first entry. September 25th, 1991. I have started this because I have nothing else to do. I have forced the maids to let me cook and clean with them because I am simply driving myself to madness. To remind you of the events of your life at this time, future Juliana, you have found your mate, and he is an alpha. You expected this, as anything below an alpha would have disappointed your family. A girl of alpha blood must be mated to an alpha, right? Anyway, you hated him. He was cruel and busy and didn't care about you at all, remember? I hope you do, or else none of this will make sense to you. It has only been a few days, and I already know this much about him. Alpha Grant. Alpha James Grant. I hate him. I want to leave. I want to go home to my family. Sure, Dad will be furious and Mom will cry until she has flooded the house. But this is hell. My mother always said that being a Luna is the most magical thing and that she cannot wait for me to be one too. But this is not magical. I am drowning and they do not even know it. He is cold and cruel to me. He does not even talk to me. I am a doormat when he walks through the door, even if I am waiting for him with a smile. Sleeping with him is hell. He does not touch me. It is as if I have a disease and he has to stay as far away as possible, not to catch it and die. I want to be with him. I want him to love me as much as I want to love him, but he makes it seem as if he finds me repulsive. I am a beautiful girl. I am of alpha blood. I have been trained by my mother to be the perfect Luna. But he does not care. Not at all. I cry because I crave him. I cannot help it. I want to feel his body on top of mine. I want to feel his hands grabbing me. I want his lips against mine. I want his eyes looking into mine as he thrusts. I stop there and I close the diary. When I leave the room, pushing the bookshelf back into place, I take the diary with me and stash it in my own bookshelf in my bedroom. Not expecting anyone to snoop through my bedroom, I know it is safe there. I have the urge to read it throughout the rest of the day, thinking about this Juliana and how our lives are so similar. After sneaking downstairs for a light snack, I creep back up the steps. I didn't hear any other people or any other movements before, so I assume Alpha Grant's friend isn't here tonight. This makes me happy, knowing I won't have to leave the house to escape the pain. I am mistaken, though. When I enter the hall, someone is standing there, and they look back at me. It's her. She freezes, and I do too, not knowing what to do instead. I can't help but hate her. She's beautiful, something unearthly, something exotic and uncommon. Her long black hair curls at the ends and looks thick and soft. Her skin is free of any blemishes or marks, olive-toned and tight. Her eyes glow in the darkness like a cat's, green as grass and as enchanting as a spell. I can't help but hate her. Her eyes scan over me, then she turns away and slips past his door as usual. I want to charge at those doors and burst through, shouting about how I hate him and how I want to go back to my family. Screaming on and on about how he can have her, about how I don't need him. Yelling and crying out that I am dying here, that my body is weak and that my mind is withering away. I'm going to die here. But I don't. I hold my tongue and enter my bedroom, closing and locking the door behind me. I glance over at the diary on my shelf. Then I peer to the window. My movements are quick. I slide open the window, maneuver the screen out, look down at the roof below, the one that covers the porch, and I work my way through, onto my stomach, my legs dangling down, my bottom lip between my teeth. Then I jump. I land on my feet, almost falling over and rolling off of the roof. I manage to shimmy down the post and jump down from the fence along the porch. I hit the grass and run around the house, heading for the trees that I wandered through almost a week ago. Escaping across the borders isn't easy, but when I get across, I don't stop running. I strip my clothes and shift, hair spurting, bones moving, cracking, my jaw being remolded, paws growing, nails hardening, eyes changing, glowing. I become a beast. With my clothes trapped in my teeth, I run. I am a monster lurking through the night. I am a girl desperate to live. I don't know where I am going. All I know is that I have to leave. So I am. By the time the sun begins to rise, I spot something in the distance. A clearing. A road. It was my first time on a road when I had journeyed to the Grant Pack, and seeing one again gives me hope. I hurry to it, making sure to shift and change beforehand, just in case any cars come along. With a racing heart, I study it, gazing off in each direction, walking alongside it, until something in the distance grabs my attention. A car comes speeding down the road, and I hold my breath as it passes me. I watch it until it disappears, then my mind flourishes with new possibilities. First, I planned on finding my way back home, back to my mother, but now I know that I need to follow that car. I shift back in the woods, hidden by a few trees but still able to see the road. I follow it for many hours until the sun stretches to the top of the sky, energized by the unknown. I slow down when I spot a sign standing a few meters from the road, and I have to leave the trees to read it. Welcome to Fairview. My body grows warm. I don't know what Fairview is, but I have an idea. Shifting back and slipping on my clothes, I walk back out to the road and stand in front of the sign. It is made of wood, corners damaged by the weather, and the letters are dark, bold enough for the drivers to see while speeding by. I run my hand over the letters and look down the road. There, in the distance, I can see an outline of things, of buildings. My heart picks up speed. On a limb, I hesitantly continue down the road on foot. I know a few things about humans. I know that they don't have mates. I know that they have an intricate system, and not alphas and betas and lunas. I know that they don't live in packs, but they live on their own, controlling their own lives. I know that they can be dangerous, more so than I can be. I know that they live in cities and towns, with many buildings and houses and roads and people. The more I think about it, the more of an adrenaline rush I get. I have to blend in, I have to act how they act. But I am not sure how that is. I have seen some movies, but I have a feeling that movies aren't realistic because in the movies, people always end up happy. That can't be realistic. The road comes to a point where another crosses through it, then another. Then they all cross through each other, and I realize that I am getting close enough to come face to face with people. I see one in the distance. She is standing outside a brick building, leaning against the wall on a phone. As I near her, I notice that she is yelling and that the building has a car painted on the side. Then in bold letters I read, Chuck's Garage. I don't know what a garage is beside one that comes with a house. And underneath that it says, Auto Body Shop. I don't know what an auto body shop is either, and I become nervous. Not wanting to approach the woman, I cross the street and walk on the other side. On this side, I find a dirt lot, then a junkyard, and none of it looks pretty. As I journey down, walking as if I have no plans to go anywhere, I notice that the town begins to come together, more buildings and more people for me to dodge. A theater, a small restaurant, a green space that looks like a park. I can no longer avoid the people, and my hands squeeze into fists when they pass me. I find a boutique, and just for kicks, I wander inside. There are clothes on display and bags and a hat with plenty of sparkles. I find it quite ugly, but when I look to the side, I see a woman with one in her hands. Curious, I run my hands over long dresses and beaded jackets, not finding any of them pretty, but simply interesting to the touch. The dress has sequins on the bottom, and when I run my fingers over it, the sequins flip over and show a different color. I leave the boutique and continue down the street, sitting on a bench when I come up to the green space. I feel lost. I feel like I'm in a parallel universe and I don't know how to act. Part of me yearns to go back and lay in bed and read the diary and live out my days like so, because as much as I want to be human right now, I'll never be. The worrying part is that I am not sure if I can go back. If they know that I've left for human society, I'll never be let back in. I'll I'll never see my mother again. What have I done? This was a mistake. This was a mistake, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix it. Panicking, I shoot up and hurry back down the street, bumping into a few people and getting groans and muffled curses in return. I want to apologize. I want to fit in, but I can't think straight anymore. My head can't focus on anything, and before I know it, I'm leaning against the wall with the car painted on it, staring out at the road, trying to make my decision. I can try and go back, or I can stay here. I can't stay here. Who am I kidding? I have no money, no friends, no shelter, no purpose. But I don't have a purpose back there either. At least there's a bed and food and a shower and my books and the diary. But he's there. Alpha Grant. My pain is there. She's there, that beautiful woman who creeps into his bedroom. What am I doing? I have nowhere. That woman has my place in that world, the space in his bed, in his heart, in his pack. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps me hidden and announces her as Luna. How long have I been gone? Maybe he has already forgotten about me. Maybe he doesn't need me to keep him strong after all. The sun begins to lower into the mountains and my eyes fall to my feet. I've been gone for an entire day and no one has noticed. Swallowing hard, I drift down the road as if I'm walking towards the gates of hell, preparing for the kiss of death. What else am I going to do? I could use a drink, that's for sure. I could use my mother right now, too. Sure, she pushed me to be something I wasn't, but she loved me. That I know. At least someone loved me. 16-year-old me would be very disappointed. I'm sure she would have loved it out here in the human forest. Buildings, people, freedom, independence. It's what she lived for. It's all she had to look forward to. Another car comes rushing down the street, so I move to the side and ignore it until the vehicle comes to a halt at my side. I look up, worried, but feel the need to vomit when I see the guard, Theodore, in the front seat. "Get in," he orders, but seeing his face has me in shock. How did you get in?" he presses. "Trust me, you'd much rather be picked up by me than one of the other guys. You don't know how much trouble you've gotten yourself into." He rolls his eyes. "Would you get in the car?" I step back. "No, I won't. Look, if one of the others get to you first, they'll report you. Alpha Grant has a search out, and if they see you on human territory, you'll be shunned." "Why aren't you reporting me?" Theodore sighs. "Just get in." "No, I'm staying out here," I say, unsure. "Trust me." He looks at me closely. "You don't want to do that. Who knows? He might just come hunt you down himself." I laugh. Hunt me down himself? What a joke. I'm sure he'll forget that I'm gone sooner or later. I don't know if you realize this, but that Alpha doesn't really care for me, even if I am his mate. Theodore looks as if he's growing more and more impatient. "You can get in the car or be reported. What will it be?" I glance back at the foreign town and bite my cheek. "Where are you taking me?" "Back to the pack house. I'll say you were off on the other side of the pack, wandering around. He doesn't have to know you are on human territory." "And why are you doing this for me again?" He motions to the seat beside him, so I climb in all to hear his explanation. As he turns the car around and drives off, he explains. "This may come as a surprise, me being a guard and all, but I don't care for Alpha Grant either. He took an interest in my younger sister, and now she's always off with him. I don't trust him with her. I mean, you're his mate. I thought as soon as he found you that he'd let her go. Sure, she'd be upset, but she has her own mate to find. But now she's convinced that he loves her, and that he's going to make her Luna. I try to tell her it's a bunch of bullshit, but she doesn't listen to." "Your sister's the girl that goes into his bedroom at night?" I cut in, and he gives me an uncomfortable look. "Sorry," I murmur, "but, well, I didn't see this coming." "Well, I would really appreciate it if you started playing the role of his mate so my sister can move on," he says, and I chuckle. "What? Did you not hear me just a second ago? I said he doesn't care for me. He couldn't care less, actually. I'm sure he'd rather be with your sister." Theodore rolls his eyes. Don't you know how mates work? Sure, he may act like he doesn't care for you, but he can't control it. There's a thing called the mate bond, remember? He can't just ignore it. I mean, he did send out a search for you. But that's just because he needs me around to keep him strong, you know? All I do is sit in my room all day. That's all he wants me to do, I explain, trying to make him understand. I'm sorry. I wish I could help that situation with your sister. But if you'd think harder, you'd realize that she brings me to the brink of insanity. And frankly, I hate her. If you just... He doesn't want me, all right? I shut him up and sit back. He doesn't want me. You'll have to come up with some other plan, but I'm sure your sister is doing just fine. It's not like he's torturing her, because he's already doing that to me. We continue on in silence. No more questions from me. And he doesn't mention her again. The mate bond is his name tattooed on my heart, never to come off, to be replaced or ignored. It's his face and body constantly floating through my mind, because I ache for him, not able to control my wandering thoughts. The mate bond is a curse cast upon me the moment I saw him, and it was cast upon him as well. Theodore's words linger in my head as he drops me off at the house, my excuse being pressed into me. And I can't help but hope. He may act like he doesn't care for you, but he can't control it. Alpha Grant can't control the mate bond, like me. He may be an alpha, but he is no god. Even if he acts like he doesn't think once about me or care how I am doing, he can't control it. He can't help it. He must think about me just as I think about him. It's in the bond. My name is tattooed on his heart whether he likes it or not. But this is where I could get my hopes up. I make my way up the porch steps and through the door, not expecting even a welcome home. But I am wrong. When I have the door open hardly an inch, I smell him, that intoxicating cologne that seeps into my skin and toys with my emotions. I pause, but I know it is too late to run off. He's there. He's seen the door open. He knows I'm on the other side. Before I can force myself to push the door open the rest of the way, jumping off the bridge, a force swings it open, almost taking me with it. He's impatient. I peer up and find him standing in front of me like a statue of the king, his hypnotic eyes staring down at me like a roadblock on his pathway to happiness. I shrink under his gaze, already feeling my lack of speech coming on again. "Where did you go?" he asks, his voice firm and unforgiving. I look up at him with big eyes, gazing like a deer in headlights, waiting to be hit. Speak, Ray. Speak. I was on the, other side of the pack. He must think that I think he's stupid because he gives me a look that says, I know you're lying. The mate bond inside of me tugs and my throat runs dry. I'll ask again, Alpha Grant says. Where were you today? I peer down, confused, and before I can stop myself, the words are spilling out. Why ask when you don't really care to know? And while I'm brave, I blurt, I want to go home. He says nothing before moving back, letting me enter, but I'm not sure if he truly wants me to. I walk inside hesitant, and I turn to face him again. I'm dying here, and the worst part is that you know I am, and you're letting me. A breath escapes him. You're dramatic. I suck in a breath. You're cruel. So cruel. I went across the borders. That's where I was all day. And with that, I head for the stairs and storm to my bedroom like a child. Once inside, I slam the door and fall back against it, fighting the urge to pound my fists against it. Needing an escape, I go to grab my iPod off of the bedside table, only it isn't there. Then, I turn to the shelf, and my books are gone. I panic and see that the phone I took from the living room is missing as well. I run out of my room into the hall, my eyes shooting down the stairs to see him standing at the bottom with his arms crossed. What did you do? I ask carefully. Don't ever go near the borders again, he says before walking off towards the kitchen. I fly down the steps yelling, What did you do with my things? What did you do? I grab his arm, causing him to turn back to me. And if I wasn't in a rage of fury, I would gush about the sensations the connection gave. You can't take my stuff. Give me my stuff. He pulls away from my weak hold. Who do you think you are? I have nothing left to lose. I am nothing. You've made me nothing, I get it, okay? But the music and my books, my mom, it's all I have. It looks like you have nothing then. I clench my jaw and fight back the tears. People with nothing are dangerous. They are willing to go the extra mile. I move past him into the kitchen to find Gail washing vegetables. She smiles at me and says, "Hello, Ray," but I am on a mission. I can feel his eyes on me as I slide open drawers. Then I take out the biggest knife I see. Gail stops. "Ray, what are you doing with that? Here, give me that before you hurt yourself." But his eyes stay fixated on me. "Give me my things," I say calmly. But he only looks amused. "What are you going to do?" he asks, playing along. "Kill me?" A short laugh escapes me. "No." Then I lift the knife to my neck. "Now give me my things." "Ray," Gail shouts. "Put that down." Alpha Grant looks amused. "You're going to kill yourself over some books?" If I have one thing left, it's this curse of a bond. So I might as well prove to him that he can't ignore it. So I press the blade against my skin. "Maybe." He sighs, so I pull it across my skin a tad. The skin of my neck tugging with it. "Gail, take it from her." Gail moves towards me, but I step back, pressing harder. "If you want me to stop, then you'll have to take it yourself." She pauses and looks at him, and he doesn't look amused any longer. I press harder. "This is ridiculous. Put down the knife." "Yes," Gail joins him. "Put down the knife, dear." I repeat, "If you want me to stop, then you'll have to take it yourself." Alpha Grant strides towards me and grips the knife, his fingers brushing against my neck. He takes it from me and sets it down beside me on the counter. And as he's leaned forward, he says, "You're not getting a thing back." I watch him intensely as he glances to Gail, then turns to the door. I stare at his back before he vanishes into the house, swallowed by its hidden hallways and shelved-off rooms. Gail turns to me. "Now what was that about? Don't you do that again." "Sorry," I say, a fire ignited inside of me, feeding off of his reaction. As much as he wants to feel nothing for me, he can't help it. I know that now. I know that. Later in the night, I find myself sitting on the stairs at exactly the time Alpha Grant is in his bedroom, hidden away over a boundary I don't dare to cross, and exactly the time she comes for her overnight visit. I believe that he thinks I've lost my mind, so I might as well lose it. I thought about grabbing a bottle from the odd cabinet to amuse myself while I wait, but I thought it best if I'm not drunk while this happens. I need her to be afraid of me, and no one is afraid of a crying loser. When I hear the front door open, I straighten up. As expected, she comes sneaking across the foyer and towards the stairs. When she appears in front of me, I suck in a breath and puff up my chest, ready to wave my arms around as if I'm scaring off a bear. She stops abruptly and stares down at me, waiting for my response. "Leave," I say strongly. "Go home." An eyebrow raises on her beautiful face. I stand up. "Your brother, Theodore, wants you to stop coming here at night, partly him and mostly me, so you better go home. People with nothing are dangerous." I smile sweetly. She looks uncomfortable, and she speaks. "Only Alpha Grant can tell me what to do." Her voice is soft, soothing almost, like a baby animal, too young to know what's good, like me. "Alpha Grant is my mate. Now go." Her face drops, her once flawless features now overcast by disappointment. She looks down, saying nothing, and she turns back to the door. And just before it closes, I swear that I hear a quiet sob. I swallow, locking the door. Theodore said she would be hurt. Welcome to the party. My eyes peer up to the stairs, paranoid that Alpha Grant may be watching me, but there is no one there. Was that too easy? She'll approach him about it, I know that. I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose. In my bedroom, I sit down, frustrated that I can't listen to music. The shelf is empty, but I see something wonderful. The diary. It's still there. He didn't take it. I grab it, sealing it with my fingers to make sure it is real, flipping through pages fast enough to fan myself. Her words are there, months of entries, my entertainment for now. I change my clothes first, getting comfortable, not able to find my purple pajama shirt from my mother, only the bottoms. Once in bed, I turn to the next entry. September 26th, 1991. I tried to interest him today. I wore my nice pajamas and walked out of the bathroom when I heard him come into the bedroom, making sure he saw all of me. I smiled. He didn't. What did I expect? I looked nice. I looked lovable. But of course, he didn't want to love me. He didn't say a word, not one, not even good night. I'm in the bathroom now with the door locked, writing this because I cannot sleep. I don't know what to do. I could hardly sleep much last night either. I help the maids cook, but I hardly feel like eating. I feel empty inside. The only thing I have to look forward to is my visit back home in 2 weeks. I'll see my mother and father, even little John. I found out that Alpha Grant's first name is James. One of the maids told me, and it made me feel better. I like knowing things about him, and I'm sure he would have never told me himself. I was mated to a man whose first name I didn't know. It sounds sad when I read it back. I feel sad. I speak with my mother over the phone, and at first, I was telling her about his distancing. But now, I can't help but tell her things are getting better. She's happy for me. It doesn't make me feel better, though. It's all lies. I've resorted to lying. I'll go and lay in bed again. The only time I can touch him is when he's asleep. And I'll stroke his cheek or press my hand to his, if I can. I'm always scared that he'll wake, but I need a connection. I need something. In the morning when he's gone off to do whatever an alpha does, I near his bedroom doors hesitantly, as if the ghosts of the people he's slain are pushing me towards them. My hand grips the handle, but I let go as if it is coated in silver. He might kill me if he catches me in here. Okay, I know he won't kill me, but the man still frightens me, and he takes away things I love. He may just kill my mother if he catches me in here, but I grip the handle again and push down, letting the door pull me inside with it. It's cold inside and dark. I feel for the light switch, then I press them all down, the room dimly brightening up, just enough for me to move around. The windows are covered by thick curtains, and I don't bother to move them. His scent is everywhere. It's sneaking up my legs, running its hands through my hair, kissing my lips, and pulling down my underwear. His scent plays with me and begs me to come lay down, but I try to ignore the hypnotic smell and continue on with what I came in here to do. My things. I've searched the house for them, coming up empty-handed, so I've decided that they must be in here, hidden off in a drawer or stuffed in the closet. I breathe in, making a great mistake. The air, tainted by his everything, floods throughout my body and rubs up against me. The air wraps around my arms and leads me towards the bed. I stand before the dark bedding and milky white sheets like a woman walking across the scaffold. I reach out and run my palms over the blanket, my mind going wild, drifting off to exotic places. How Juliana slept in her mate's bed and didn't beg for him makes me praise her. Just touching the sheets makes my hands shake. All the things I convinced myself I could live without. I need them now. I want them. I drag the pillow to my body. His lips have touched this pillow. But looking beyond, I freeze. My heart stops. In the sea of white, in the heart of the bed, a splotch of purple sticks out like a beacon. I sit up in all my glory and take the piece of fabric into my hands, knowing it very well. This is my pajama top, the one I couldn't find last night, the one I slept in the night before. It smells like me, the scent slicing through the addiction that is his. He took it from my bedroom, and now it is in his bed. A deep, wonderful sensation spread throughout me. He needs me. He needs me enough to keep my clothes in his bed. I don't understand. Why does he hate me if he needs me? Does he hate needing me? It's back to this, isn't it? I'm just not good enough. He has her because I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough, not captivating enough, not sexy enough, not enough. It's not that he doesn't want a mate. Maybe he does, just not me. It's back to this. It's my fault. It's my fault I'm not good enough. If only I were like the other girls, right? If only I were them. If only I brushed my hair every morning and wore tight clothes and acted properly and starved and wore makeup but even then, I couldn't change my face, or the size of my breasts, or the thickness of my hair, or the color of my eyes, or the sound of my voice. I feel my throat closing up. I bet he makes her wear the top, pretending that the scent is coming from her instead. I can make her leave, I can hold her from him, but that doesn't make me any more desirable. I have to leave. I have to get out of this room. Hurrying for the door, running from his everything, I slam the door shut and bolt to my room, leaning my forehead against the wood once my door is shut. I beat my fists against the door and swing away from it, facing the room with hatred. My hands tear down the bookshelf while sobs of fury erupt from within. It collides with the floor, and once I start, I can't stop. Bedding is torn from the bed, lamps are thrown to the floor, the desk is swiped clean, and the chair is thrown across the room. I am a raging monster, destroying all my eyes come upon. When I'm finished, I sit on the floor, in the middle of it all, shaking. Gail comes barging in and her eyes widen at the sight of it all. What on earth? What have you done? She looks at me, then hurries towards me. I can't live like this, I murmur. I can't live like this. I can't live like this. I can't live like this. My voice growing louder. I can't live like this. I can't live like this. I can't live like this. I can't. I can't. She grabs onto me. What's wrong? What's happened? What happened? What happened, Ray? I'll never be her. I'll never be her, I cry. I'll never be her. I'm getting the alpha, Gail says, but I latch onto her. You can't get him. Please don't get him. You're having a mental breakdown. She grabs me, trying to make me understand. I'm getting help. I have to go. I stand up and wander to the door. I can't be here. I have to leave. I can't live like this. I wander down the stairs and lose sight of Gail. My feet take me to the odd cabinet, but it's locked and I can't open it, and I become frustrated and desperate. I turn towards the small library, but the knob won't turn. The house seems to shrink with me inside, so I stagger outside and gaze up at the sun. Are you all right? I look down to see a familiar face. It's his beta, Will. He nears me and I step back. Can you help me? I need to go home. I live at the Waters Pack. He looks confused. Then I notice Alpha Grant coming this way in the distance. You're going home? What for? The beta asks, but I continue to back away, not wanting to see Alpha Grant, but he's already seen me. The air leaves my lungs and they shrivel. I look back at the house, and Gail is in the doorway. In a panic, I run around the house and head for the only other place I feel safe. I need to get past the borders. I have to get off of this territory. The trees engulf me, and I hurry past them while continuously looking back, fearing him. I come close and I hear the guards. You're too close to the borders. Turn back. I keep going. Hey, I said turn back. I look to the side and see two men quickly approaching me. I can't breathe. They swiftly move in front of me, and I struggle to find my next move. Are you all right? You need to let me past. I breathe out. They look amused. We can't do that. It's dangerous out there. A girl like you wouldn't last a night with those rogues. Please, I need to go home. I look back again, and I see him just beyond the trees with his beta. Please, I'm sorry. You should go back before we have to move you back, he says. Look, I'm going to die here, please. I look back again, my heart racing. He's in the trees. Please, you have to help me. I have to go home. They must see Alpha Grant in the distance because they straighten up, and one of them grabs me, holding my arm tight like a troublesome child. Alpha, they greet him, and I bite my tongue. What have you got here? He asks, his voice playing my heart like a violin. I hate it. I want to scream. Some girl trying to cross the borders says she wants to go home. Really? He says and looks down at me with harsh eyes. I avoid his gaze, and I can't help but cry quietly to myself. I'm so tired, so very tired. I'll take her from here. Are you sure? One of the guards asks. I'm sure. Before they hand me over, I beg. Please don't. Please don't. Alpha Grant grabs my arm, and the other frees me. Let go of me. I hate you. I hate you. The guards look surprised and confused, expecting a reaction out of their alpha over my words. Got a mouth on this one, he says. Let's go. Alpha Grant takes me back to the house, and somewhere along the way, Will disappears. When we get inside, Gale isn't in sight, and I don't want to be alone with him. He lets me go once he closes the front door, and I lean against the wall, desperate for comfort, for something good. Please, just tell me why I'm here, I say, looking up at him. I don't understand why you're doing this to me. He nears me, walking slow. What am I doing to you? I want to run to him and pound at his chest. I want to scream and yell about her, and about my things, and about my top in his bed. I want to cry because I'm not good enough and I'm being punished for it. But I look directly into his eyes and say, do you know what you're doing to me? Do you? Do you know how it feels? I see her almost every night. Do you know what that does to a person? His eyes watch me closely. But you don't care, do you? You don't care how I feel or how I drink or how I sit in the backyard while she's here just so I don't have to hear it? If your goal was to make me feel useless and unworthy, then you've done that, okay? I don't deserve this. Sorry if I was a disappointment, but no one deserves this. If you want her, fine, saying makes my chest grow tight. All I ask is that you reject me. Don't make me watch. There is a moment of silence, and just before I think he is going to say something, Will comes through the front door, immediately destroying the moment and setting me back. I thought he was going to give me some clarity. Alpha Grant turns to him as if all of those words never left my lips. As they begin to talk about some pack-related issue, I sink back into the house and vanish without one glance from him.